All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Music Firsthand live streaming showcase. Thank you. We're live here in the Fourth Tap Brewery here on Metrics. If you're in the area, if you're in North Austin, come on down. This show is live for the next hour, and this is a great brewery. We're so thankful to be here at Fourth Tap, for them to be hosting us. It's the best beers here in Austin, here in Texas, maybe the world. But we'll let you be the judge. Come down here and find out. So I'm Chris Petrafka. I'm really excited to be hosting this for Music Firsthand. And this is new and different. This is meant to be fun and lighthearted. Especially, we want you to send in your questions online. And those of you in the room, please help us out. Ask your questions during the show, because we're pretty loose. And the way it works is we ask some questions, we get to hear some performance, and it's a lot of fun. And before I introduce our guest tonight, I'm excited to announce we have a new sponsor, Lisa House Photography. If you need photography for an event coming up, for a wedding, if you need shots, she's really good at shooting dogs. So if you're a dog lover like me, then you should reach out to Lisa House. She brings them to your studio. It's a pretty cool thing. So Lisa House Photography, if you love these shirts, and they're really soft, I sleep in them every night. I do wash them sometimes. But that's New Standard Manufacturing. It's another sponsor of ours, and so please check them out if you need any merch. Your likes and shares is what keeps the show going. We're simply a group of volunteers that love Austin music, and we love to support Austin musicians. We get paid nothing for this. So our survival is simply based on your likes and shares, because that's what keeps us going. So hey, we have Suzanna Choffel on the show, and I'm so excited to have her on here. I've been a fan for a while. Yes, thank you. And for the last week, I've been nothing but a pure stan. And some of you might know what a stan is. It's kind of scary. It's called a stalker fan. So you can use it. You can look it up on Wikipedia. I'm a total stan now. But we have Suzanna Choffel here on the show, and a guy named Ethan. and really, I think now going forward, we're just going to have a guy named Ethan on every show going forward. But no, we have Ethan Kennedy joining Suzanna Choffel with us. So hey, with no further ado, let me please welcome to you the incredibly talented and the beautiful Suzanna Choffel.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. This is really cool.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to play a song?
Let's hear a
Okay,
tune.
let's do it. All right. I do have this guitar in my hand, and Ethan Kennedy has his guitar, so let's make it happen. This is a song called Continental Drift. When the earth begins to shift and the pale waters lap and lift, when my head starts aching and my bones start shaking, when the moon it rises bigger, brighter than it did before, it's when I know what's in store. Oh, the continental drift within my heart is pulling my desires apart, pulling my desires apart, so I can't cross between the two. Is there nothing I can do, or to make them hold like glue, so I don't lose those things I do once in my life? In my life, in my life, oh, and it was all right there, the way I thought it always go. All those party dreams and hearty schemes I cleverly devised. Oh, but as the years have flown, I find that all I've ever known is being cut apart in pieces by a knife. Cut life. Oh, the continental drift within my heart is pulling my desires apart. It's pulling my desires apart, so I can't cross between the two. Is there nothing I can do, or to make them hold like glue, so I don't lose those things I do once in my life. I do once in my life. In my life. Ooh. And so you have to decide on which plane will you reside. One will rise an empire, and the other one will fall. And you can visit now and then, like a wild and lovely island, but you never make your home there in the sand. No, you never make your home there in the sand, where you can't stand. You can't stay on a bed of sand. When the earth begins to shift and the pale waters lap and lift, when my head starts aching and my bones start shaking.
Thank y'all. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, Chris?
Goodbye.
Oh, nice. Good. I see what you did there.
You like that? That was good. That's
been waiting all week to do
I've
that.
been I've been building up for that one. I love it. That's the name of the new album.
It is. It is. Very easy to remember. So
Yeah,
you know.
it's a great album.
Thank you so
It's
much.
fantastic.
Thanks, man.
And you had mentioned online, it's based on a series of events, right? As your life has unfolded.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little about the album, how it's different from the
Yeah.
past too, if you could.
So it kind of it's a collection of songs that I wrote probably over about 3 to 4 years through a pretty big transformative time in my life. I moved to New York from Austin and lived there for 3 years. And while I was there, I was also on reality television in LA. So that was really bizarre. I was kind of doing the back and forth between LA and New York. And then sort of got fed up with New York after 3 years. Not fed up, but I should say fed up with the winters for sure. A tad cold. And so we decided to pack it up and move it back to Austin. And about 6 months later, I found out I was pregnant with my first child. And so it was sort of like everything that unfolded right up until I got pregnant. And then I went into the studio to record the album while I was pregnant. And so, so funny enough, a lot of people ask me, they're like, "Oh, these songs about your daughter," and really none of them are. Like they were all my life leading up to that. I was planning on making this album, and then I got pregnant. Probably my next album will be like all about her. But there was one special song, "Go Forth," that it was like the last one to make it on the record that I wrote when I was, unbeknownst to me, pregnant. I was like probably 6 or 7 weeks pregnant with her, and it definitely was an interesting. It was kind of the most different song on the album, and had this, like the lyrics sort of felt, once I learned I was pregnant, very just profound, and very meaningful. So yeah, that's all I'll say about that.
No, and it's very catchy. Like "Go Forth" is incredibly catchy.
Thank you.
Because I get the opportunity for like the past week before every artist that comes on the show to like immerse myself, which has been great. And with everything going on in the world right now and everything we're seeing, and I mean this sincerely, it was really enjoyable to listen to your music for the past week, because your voice and the sound, it's very lush. It's like curling up in like this warm, safe blanket. It's just, it's really nice.
Thank you. That's a really sweet compliment.
Am I right? It's really nice.
I appreciate that. Thank you. That's what I hope to. I think that's what every musician kind of hopes to achieve is sort of a place of refuge or an outlet for people, especially in times of trouble. So yeah.
Well, and what I find too what I love about live music, and one of the reasons we do this, is that sometimes when I'm talking to somebody, they hear about live music and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'll go see that show. It sounds great."
Yeah.
And then they actually go and experience, and they get in that bubble and they see it happen, and it really is. It's transformational, and a lot of your songs, you can really feel that was written from a special place.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They were, definitely, so.
And if you're online watching right now, send in your questions, because my team here, this huge, massive team, we've got probably a team of 40 volunteers, cranking it out in here. So
It's like an assembly line in here, yeah.
Suzanna walked in, was like just overwhelmed with the amount of staff of 1 or 2. So send in your questions online. They're sending me the questions here. And then we've got a live studio audience as well. So feel free to ask us your questions as we go through the interview here. And no questions off limits. We're in Austin, so they're meant to be kind of weird and strange. So feel free to ask us your questions. You mentioned all your travel back and forth, and you were on maybe this reality show that some of you might have heard of called The Voice. Tell us about that experience. What was that like?
It was crazy. It was, kind of what you would envision reality television to be like, which I know it's funny because nobody knows until you're on it what it is truly like. But it's weird. I kind of did it like just really almost as like this fun challenge to myself to see like what that world is like and to experience, just kind of, I guess, Hollywood really, for lack of a better word. It really is like so different than the music scene and environment I was raised in, which was Austin, So Austin's such a live music town, and LA is kind of more glitz and glam and lights and production, and it was awesome. It was really cool to get to experience all that and rub shoulders with some really awesome people, and I made a lot of great musician friends on the show who I still keep in touch with, and it's really fun to kind of see what everybody's doing in their lives and where they've gone since the show. And Blake was really nice, and Adam was really nice, and Christina was like rude to everyone except for me for some reason. So no, I'm just kidding. She had her moments, but she was always really pleasant to me for some reason. So I guess she liked me, but CeeLo was a freak, as most people know.
Right.
He said he would always comment on my feet, so I think he had a foot fetish.
But interesting. Okay.
Anyway, random little side note.
Well, one of my follow-up questions too, of the judges, if you had to date, marry, or kill.
Ooh, oh man.
Right. That's what we all have came here to. We were all ever wondering that. We took a vote online. That was the question everyone wanted me to ask.
Man. Okay.
I know.
Gosh, that's really hard. So date. Adam, yeah, of course, but I wouldn't want to marry him. Marry, God, I don't know. Can I choose some of the judges that are now?
Sure, yeah. Are we okay with that? We can leave it open?
Let's go with Pharrell.
Okay.
Kill, gosh, I guess.
Or maim, that's fine.
I don't think I'd ever kill anybody. Maybe like punch in the face. Okay, let's go with Christina. I hate to say it. Every now and then when she sings like one of those runs, I just kind of want to be like, girls, just like cut it out.
Like a friendly punch in the face.
Like a friendly punch. Like okay, that was good. 20 notes was good. We don't need 50.
Ben does that to me all the time on the show.
Yeah. And then what was the last one? Kill, date, marry. Marry?
Yeah.
No, I did marry. Pharrell, date.
And maim.
And maim, that
there
was
you
it?
go.
I thought there were 4. There was 3.
Go.
Okay.
Unless there's a 4th thing you want to do to somebody.
I want to dance with Shakira.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to add that into there.
I know. Yeah, she's great. Or Gwen Stefani. Yeah. Blake.
And Blake.
I'd go 2-stepping with him for sure. Yeah.
Okay. And dance. There you go.
We'd dance.
There you go. Okay. And now speaking of dancing.
Yes.
Rain Cloud.
Oh,
right?
Yeah,
Which is really fun to watch. You all have seen the video, hopefully. Rain Cloud. Check out Suzanna Choffel's YouTube channel. This girl has moves.
Well, I don't know if I do, but the dancers in the video for sure do. They trained me really fast too. It was actually really fun because I got to like do several rehearsals for that with like professional Broadway dancers and become like sort of a 40s dancer, which was really fun. So, but my moves are very simple. It's really the Rain Cloud in that video that stars. He's incredible. Noah, I'm totally blanking on his last name right now, but his first name's Noah. He's an incredible dancer there in New York. And my friend Whitney G. Bawley, she choreographed the whole thing, and she's in it as well, and she just did a fabulous job. That was so much fun to do. So
it was impressive. Where did you guys film that at?
We shot it on oh my gosh, it's the boulevard that runs right by the Brooklyn Bridge. What is it called? I'm like totally blanking on my. It's funny, my New York knowledge has just completely just gone away. Basically, we shot it in this adorable neighborhood just like south of the Brooklyn Bridge. Okay. And so you can see all of Manhattan in it. And the cool thing about that shoot was that it started slightly sprinkling
Oh, yeah.
throughout it. And so we were all like really freaked out because we didn't want it to pour, obviously, because we had tons of equipment there, film equipment and everything, and lights. But it just did it enough right at the end to where we got some of that beautiful,
Yeah,
like
it's
some of that
great.
moisture and just that eerie kind of film noir kind of stuff, but without ruining any of the
Yeah.
our makeup or the equipment. So
It
was
turned out great. Yeah.
Thank you.
So it had that
It
whole
was really fun.
Batman-esque kind of thing going
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Cool.
Gotham City.
I'm glad
yeah.
you liked it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And now we're going to do another song here in a second too. Let me just check if you guys have questions. Just raise your hand. Let me know. I'm happy to ask them too. And I'm checking online here. There is a question that came in from Claudia.
Okay.
Is your last name French, and what's the history behind the last name?
Good question, Claudia.
Yeah.
Yes, it is French. It used to be spelled. Actually, so it's funny. I used to say this, and now I've been to France now several times. I've actually done a few tours over there, and I used to think that our name was spelled, and maybe my little sister can help me here because she's in the crowd. But it was Choffelle, which is way more French looking, right? It's got that L at the end. Pardon me. And so, like, I think I've seen my great-grandfather's grave in Pennsylvania, and it was Jean-Claude Choffel, and it was spelled like that. However, recently I took a trip to France, and my promoter was like, on like the last like 2 or 3 days, he was like, "Is there anything you want to do or anything you want to see?" And I was like, "Well, actually, we just happened to be in the region that I knew my family was from. My French family was from Alsace-Lorraine. It's like where Joan of Arc is from, actually. To give you a historical point of reference, it kind of hugs the German border there. And I kind of did some quick Googling while I was over there and found every time I Googled my last name, this tiny little town named Busang would B-U-S-A-N-G would like just come up. So I mentioned it to my promoter, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that's like 20 miles from here. Let's go." Or not 20 miles, 20 kilometers or whatever they say over there. So
Nice.
anyway, so you hopped in the car, went to this adorable little town, and you know how if you've been to Europe, all the little towns over there have those World War I memorials in the town like center. They're really just like a statue, and it has all the names of the soldiers who've died. And there was, lo and behold, a Choffel. I'm blanking on his first name, but it was spelled exactly like mine is, and it was just this beautiful moment where I took a picture, and I was like, "Wow, I think this is like the kind of where my family came from, you know." And
What a
just
good feeling.
beautiful, tiny little town nestled in the Vosges, which is this mountain range there, and so that was really magical.
How cool! You kind of feel like your roots are right there. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, think about this history. Yeah, because we don't get a lot of that in
Exactly.
America, right?
I know. It's always hard to say like where exactly.
All right, hey everybody, sorry about that. It's this is DIY, and so a small technical glitch, but we're back live. So hopefully, those of you who might have lost are going to tune back in. I'm here with Suzanna Choffel. We're at Fourth Tap Brewery. We're live. We have a live studio audience. Huge crowd. Probably the biggest crowd ever. I mean, there are thousands of people here. We'll send them out later. It'll look just like a Cleveland Cavaliers celebration game, but but we're here live with so many people. But we're also here with Mr. Kennedy. So if we could just do an intro and maybe tell us about. Great.
So yeah, I'm from Texas, and I've been in Austin for a while playing music, and I met Suzanna and her partner Paul at Momo's.
Okay.
If any of you remember Momo's, great, beautiful place, and yeah, they really welcomed me and made me feel like family, and always gave me like a great opportunity to play music and so on. Anyway, so it's a pleasure now. It's like so fulfilling these days to get a chance to kind of back Suzanna up and be here and tag along.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us. Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's
Yeah.
great. If you ever get a chance to hear Ethan in his own right, he is amazing. Incredible songwriter, and beautiful guitar player, as you're experiencing today. So.
Is there a Facebook page we should follow, or what should?
Yeah.
How do we track
Yeah,
it?
I have Ethan Kennedy Facebook page. You can find me.
Okay, Ethan Kennedy. So those of you at home, we're going to post it online, so we'll do a shout out. So thank you.
Cool. Right on.
But why don't we do another song?
Cool. Sounds good. Would you inspire me?
Yes.
Okay.
Great song.
Thanks. So this is a good one to segue in from when we were talking about The Voice, because I wrote it kind of while I was on that show, feeling a little bit like uninspired, for lack of a better word. So here you go.
Inspire me, show me to the higher me. Every little fire in me is burned out in the dark. I am worthy of every little ounce of love. I've never been light enough to turn into a spark. And while I've been waiting, my head's been creating some room for you. I'm tired of debating, the sun is now fading into the blue. La da 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 da, la da 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 da. Oh, 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 oh. Inspire me, show me you desire me. Every little fire in me always burned out in the dark. You know I am worthy of every little ounce of love. I've never been light enough to let inside my heart. And while I've been waiting, my head's been creating some room for you. I'm tired of debating, the sun is now fading into the blue. And out of the inspire me, show me to the higher me. I'll give you the entire me, all that's been here from the start.
Thank you. Thanks, yeah.
Speaking of inspiration, you are now like besties with Matthew McConaughey. Those of you that follow her on social media, yes.
Yep. Pretty much.
What advice did he give you before Utopia Fest? And, you know,
He was like, all right. Well, no, I'm just kidding.
nice.
We didn't really talk much at all. He was actually super celebrity, whatever, but he's kind of been like my favorite one of my favorite actors since I was, since Dazed and Confused. I grew up in Austin, so that was sort of like the movie of my whatever, my teen years, my youth. Anyway, so yeah.
Well, if you live here, it's hard not to love him.
Exactly. Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a really good dude. He's a humanitarian, and his wife is beautiful. I met her too, Brazilian, gorgeous woman. So yeah.
I had a small run-in with him at the airport. I was standing in line at Thundercloud, and I was there in line, and I'm sitting, and then like I hear somebody behind me just like, somebody just sings out loud randomly.
Yeah.
Somebody's just singing out loud, and I'm like, who is this guy singing this song right behind me? It was one of those things you turn around.
What
it was
song
like,
was it?
I couldn't remember, right? Because you're just kind of annoyed, like, why are you just randomly singing out here in public, right? And I turned around, and it was when he had the head shaved thing, and then he had like the hoodie, so he looked like a total thug, and I'm like, and I see the back of it, I'm like, oh yeah, total thug again. And then I notice everybody else is staring at him, and then he looks again at me, and gives me one of these like, hey, what's up, Matthew McConaughey, and I'm like, what's up, dude? Sing wherever you want.
Yeah, he's a really he's a very normal dude,
Yeah.
So just another Austinite, which is cool. So
Very personable.
Yeah.
We were at the UT game on Saturday, and they like do the shot at me. Like,
He's always there on the
stadium goes
sideline.
nuts.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, it was fun. So Lulu is your daughter, and she's 2 now, right?
Yep, she's 2.5. Yep.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, and it's wonderful watching. If you're not following Suzanna on social media, you got to follow. And I feel like because you kind of feel like you're really connected because you're very vulnerable and very transparent online, and very confident. You share these things.
Yeah.
But a question for you. So if you give advice to Lulu about dating musicians, what would you tell her?
don't do it.
No, I'm just kidding. No, whatever. I've dated plenty of musicians, and it never led to anything. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, it is kind of funny. I ended up with a he's musical, and he's very much, his world was wrapped up in music. I met him. He was the owner of Momo's, and I met playing at his club, and we formed a friendship, and we love music together. But I will say it's kind of refreshing not being with a musician. I know like some couples who like make it work beautifully, but I think it's actually too much ego clashing for me personally.
Yeah.
and I'm saying that like sort of like my own self. Like I feel like it's too much competition, and I think I thrive off of having a partner who does something different, so that when we come home at the end of the day, we have something different to talk about.
Yeah.
But that's just me personally. I will support whoever Lulu wants to date, as long as they're a good person and they make her happy. So I don't really care what they do. So.
Yeah, we got that on video, Lulu. So.
Yeah. I didn't mean I will support them like financially, you know. But no, I'm just kidding.
So in 20 years, when you're allowed to date.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, but yeah.
And I'd warned a lot of folks. If you follow Music Firsthand on Facebook, I really told you all not to come tonight. I mean, I really tried hard. I sent out lots of notes saying, do not come, do not follow us online, because Suzanna's a Pisces, I'm a Pisces. This is... Okay, sorry about that, folks. Pisces, we lost ourselves for a moment, for those of you that followed us back up online.
When's your birthday?
February 21st.
Okay, you're a February Pisces. You're like right at the beginning.
Barely, yeah.
I'm March 4th. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah. And then Lulu was almost a Pisces. She's an Aries, which is probably a good thing. So.
That would have been for dangerous
Too much
household.
Pisces in a household, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
So are you a whale or a dolphin?
Whoa, what does that mean?
I'm not even sure if that's real. I think I kind of read something about it. But yeah, anyway, I don't even know what I'm talking about. But there's two types of, there's two types of
I want to be
Pisces.
a dolphin, so I'm going to just proclaim myself as a dolphin.
The fans are saying she's a dolphin. All right.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Great. Beautiful. I'll take it.
Yeah, that's all I know about astrology is that there's whales and dolphins.
Whales are pretty badass, though. I don't know. Anyway.
But you do talk about being a Pisces, and you really own that. And do you believe in that astrology and believe that's kind of influences some of your writing and music?
I definitely do to a certain extent. It's funny because I feel like that my bio that came out that was like so Pisces. It's funny. So the woman who wrote my bio, I love her, Lynn Margolis. She's awesome. She's a Pisces, and I think she just really like connected with that. So she kind of like centered on that, and I was totally fine with it because the song we were kind of talking about a lot was "Go Forth," which is about being indecisive, which is about which is Pisces like ultimate thing is they're indecisive. It just can't make up their mind for anything. And Go Forth was a very decisive song. It was about like, and that's what felt like my daughter almost like writing it through me. Aries are very like, boom, just take charge, just like do it, you know? So anyway, so I think she kind of, she honed in on that, right? And she went there. But I do believe in it. I definitely do. I mean, I'm definitely one who looks to the stars for some answers here and there. Now I also look to other things, and I'm not a complete like diehard astrologist. I take a lot of things. I feel like I'm like a practical, like,
it's a very Pisces answer, actually.
Yes,
I think.
Right? Yeah. I'm totally avoiding the question here is what I'm doing.
Pisces,
so
yes.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of everything. I'm kind of.
I'm just like this. I'm just like that. I don't know. Whatever. Just whatever I feel like.
Before we jump to a couple more songs, any questions from anybody in the? Nobody has a question? Okay, just checking. All right.
Be a bunch of Sagittarius.
We have a question.
No, I'm kidding. I don't know. The Chinese zodiac. Yes, I'm a monkey. I'm year of the monkey. So yeah, and I'm very much a monkey. I think that all those things are like they have a lot of. Where do you? Anyway, I think that they all have their truth, right? A little bit of truth to them. So and then, a lot of it is just like who you are as a person and your life and how it shapes you. It's the whole like nurture versus nature sort of thing. So
and all the things that influence you as you're growing up, but then there is that they start with the roots, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, Fish Monkey. Let's let's hear another song.
That's the name of my new band, Fish Monkey.
Fish Monkey.
I like it. All right, let's get things rocking a little bit. This one is called Follow. Speaking of horoscopes.
I remember what you said about this scene. It could eat me alive. I followed the hurt of you and I followed the you and I followed the me that never came to be. And I've been thinking lately, it don't mean nothing if I make a fortune from these songs I sing, because the greatest gift is in the weightless live of the air that I follow. Follow the heartache that came too soon. I followed every small discovery that would become me. Oh me, oh me, oh my. I've been thinking lately, it don't mean anything if I make a fortune from these songs I sing, because the greatest gift is in the weightless live of the air that I follow. And if you follow me, I got something I want you to see. If you take this world in, you'll never be hollow. Oh no, no. If you follow me, I got something I want you to see. If you take this world in, you'll never be. And I've been thinking lately, it don't mean anything if I make a fortune from these songs that I see. Oh, because the greatest gift always in the weightless live of the air, and that I follow the air I follow, follow the air I follow, follow the air I follow, follow, follow,
Yeah. Thank you. All right, let's see. What was I going to end with? Oh, yes. Okay. So this is kind of a sweet little love song from the album. It's called I Could Be Loved.
Signals get crossed, messages lost in translation, but actions come through, all true, with no hesitation. You say, mean what you say, before you say, when I could be loved. I should be loved. I could be loved. And I should be loved. Now I know how you get inside your head and far away. But baby, if you're gone, said if you're gone, baby, tell me why should I stay? You say, mean what you say, before you say what you mean. Well, here's the thing, You tell me that you need me. You got me running to your door. Then you act like you don't care. Darling, and it's getting hard to ignore your apathy. Oh, baby, for me, I could be loved. I should be loved. Oh, we could be loved. We should be loved. Oh, darling, we could be loved. Oh, yeah, yes, we should be loved. Ethan Kennedy, so lovely.
Suzanna Choffel.
Thanks.
Beautiful song.
Thank you.
And really needed right now.
Yes, definitely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think every day everybody needs that song.
That's
so.
a great song.
Thank you.
And so a question about just your day-to-day, right? Because I think a lot of people don't get to see the behind the scenes of musicians and what it's like, right? Because we go to a show and we see like, wow, what a rock star. We get to see that. And you kind of have rock star status in Austin now. Yeah, right? I mean, there are thousands of people in his room to see Suzanna Choffel.
It's true. It's true. They're very quiet, just a very quiet crowd. So yeah.
There
They're
really
all on
are.
their phones. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm exaggerating, but there really are a lot of folks here to see Suzanna tonight. What's it like? What's
thanks
the
for coming.
day to day? Yes, thank you.
Day to day, well, it's funny. It's changed a lot, obviously, since
That's
having
true.
a kid. So day to day really just involves getting up and feeding Lulu and kind of basically following her around. She leads me into lots of fun things. So we get into all kinds of trouble and fun together. But it is crazy. I mean, because I do juggle. I also juggle. You know, my music. It's not like I've stopped performing or stopped doing anything. I teach music a couple days a week, and I play probably, you know, depending on the week, 3 times, sometimes 4, sometimes 2. Just kind of depends. I would say 2 to 5 gigs a week. Sometimes I travel. When she was 2 months old, I went to France on a tour, and she just, you know, came along for the ride. It was awesome. And it's harder to do, actually, once they get older. It was actually not that hard. Then I was just very sleep deprived. But, yeah, it's just, so, you know, day to day as far as, like, the music stuff, it's everything from getting on my email and, you know, answering questions from booking agents or, you know, co-writing. Yesterday I had the privilege of House of Songs in town, which is a great little kind of nonprofit. They connect singer-songwriters from all over the world, and I wrote with a young pop star from Pakistan yesterday, which was really cool. We wrote this song that she's kind of writing this musical, and it was really fun to dive into that with her. So some co-writing, some rehearsal here and there, and gigging, and that's really it. So you know, it's definitely crazy with the kiddo, but I love my life because it's just this big weird meshing of fun.
Well, and
fun and craziness.
There's all that you are, you know, your own startup in a sense, right? Because there's the emails and the back and forth, the bookers, there's the creating, there's
you have to do a lot of business
social
stuff. Yeah. Oh gosh, I didn't even mention the promotion and the you know, getting your fan newsletter out and this and that and you know, every now and then I hire a publicist to do some stuff for me, which is great because I don't have to do like much of anything. But it's just such a DIY world now too. We're in. It's even if you have a manager and booking agent and all that good stuff and a label. I think that people have become to expect so much personally from the artist, and I'm someone who likes to share, so it works for me. I know, like I have some musician friends who hate social media. They can't stand, the posting and stuff. I actually like really love it. I'm a ham. I also like technology, and so I like messing around with like fun little video apps and photo apps and this and that. But that's just my personality. I'm just weird that way. So, but yeah, so that's
It's pretty intense, and I think a lot of folks I think don't appreciate and see that, and so I think I always like to recognize that. And so if we make a movie of your life,
yes,
what famous actor or actress would you have play your part?
Matthew McConaughey. I think that's pretty obvious.
The life of Suzanna Choffel, played by Matthew McConaughey. I love it.
It's going to be amazing. Let's see. I guess if I had to select an actress, it would be, oh, God. Oh, you know who I love right now? I don't think she would play me, but Tig Notaro. I don't know if anybody's been watching One Mississippi, but oh, my gosh, she's amazing. Everybody...
Okay.
It's like a plug for that show, but go check it out.
We'll have to get her on the show.
I don't know, maybe what's her name? Robin Wright Penn.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Although, man, she's so intense now. She used to be so buttercuppy, and now she's so Miss Underwood. Anyway, yeah. So.
And she died too early in Wonder Woman, which was unfortunate.
Yes,
She was
agreed.
so cool.
I know. It took me a second to recognize her. I was like, whoa.
She was badass, yeah.
Totally,
right?
total badass. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, but.
What? Any question? Yeah, in the room. You want to repeat? Let's repeat the question.
Story.
Let's repeat the question too.
Okay, so everyone can hear. She asked, "Is there a story behind my song Hey Mister?" which is from my very first album, Shutters and Rings, and it's kind of like my local hit. I got some nice radio play from it, and a lot of people know it, and it's a special song. But really, the story is I was in college, and it was kind of like just one of those relationships that you're just like totally crushing on someone and just think they're like a little god, but then you start to see you kind of peel back the layers and realize they're just a total narcissist piece of crap, So, no, but you end up writing a really poetic piece about it because you're 20 and in love and whatever. I'm really grateful. I'm grateful for all of my failed relationships because they've given me so many great songs. Look at Taylor Swift. She wouldn't have a career if
That's true.
I'm just kidding. Tay gets a lot of slack for that, but I think that whatever, we draw from our life experiences, and that was just a sweet little college fling, that turned into a fun little song. So
yeah, well, it worked out really well. So clearly, yes, you were inspired.
Exactly.
And you have had a lot of folks who've supported your career here in Austin, like Black Fred and others that have
Black Fred's
really
awesome.
helped push
Big
that.
shout out to them, yeah.
Yeah, are there others that you want to recognize?
Oh man,
I mean,
there's a lot of people who've helped me in this town. I mean, Margaret Moser, rest in peace. She just passed on, but she was an incredible journalist here in town who supported, kind of her big thing was supporting young female musicians, and she gave so many female musicians here lots of love in the Chronicle. She gave me a cover story, which kind of I don't know, it was just huge for me. It was really epic. Todd Wolfson, I got to give him a shout out. He's like my personal photographer. He's taken so many great photos of me that have then been used for fun things. So, and his birthday's on Friday, so happy birthday, Todd. I forget to look in the camera. Let's see. Ihor Gouda, I got to give him love. He helped me a lot in the Momo's days. He sort of helped manage me for a couple years. He's just an awesome fan, music lover, and I don't know, gosh. Momo's, Paulo Vasey, I gotta give my man some love. Momo's was where I kind of cut my teeth here in town and had weekly gigs there. Yeah. And he's actually working on his new project that I'd love to give a shout out to, Cosmic Coffee and Beer, which will be opening very soon, sometime in the next few weeks, really. We're just kind of just waiting for it to open, but it's over off South Congress near kind of St. Ed's over there. There's a rock climbing gym called Crux, and it's right next to that. And it's a beautiful, beautiful little place. It's going to be a great little hang, some live music going on. And so, so there's so many, so many people and places that have helped me in this town. I'm so grateful for all of them. It's funny looking back on your life, how all these stepping stones that you get from place to place to place. And I'm just so grateful that I'm able to do what I'm able to do here in this awesome town. So it just keeps growing.
And it happens because the folks watching online, those of you in the room. And I think
that's what makes
shows.
Austin so special is the people. I said that at me and Matthew actually talked about that at that benefit, that charity we were talking. Someone touched on how Austin keeps changing, blah blah blah, and I know people keep kind of bitching about that here and there. But the one thing you cannot take out of Austin are the incredible people that love music, like you beautiful people sitting here and all of you out in interweb land that come and support us every night. So thank you for making what I do possible. So yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
thank you all for being here. This is fantastic. And thanks for coming on the show tonight.
My pleasure.
This
And
is
thank you
great.
for helping to promote music. Yeah.
We're doing our best.
Yeah.
And so thank you all for watching online, for being in the room. It's music firsthand. We do have another question. Yeah.
Where can we see you next?
Great question, Earl. Thanks.
Question. He asked where everyone can see me next. So I don't have a ton of stuff for October. October's kind of a light month. September was sort of crazy. Every Wednesday in October, I'm playing a little happy hour gig from 5 to 6 p.m. at Hotel Van Zandt.
Oh.
It's kind of supposed to be. You work there? Okay, awesome. Oh, that's right. I know you. Oh, duh. Okay, sorry. I had like a little space thing. You do? Oh, yeah, you do. Okay, sorry. It's kind of supposed to be just for hotel guests, but I think you could probably just sneak in there and just kind of, play it cool, free drinks.
Just walk in
right?
like you own the place.
You walk in like you own the
Yeah,
place.
that's
It's
what
Austin.
you
It's a
do.
cool, loungy, fun
Yeah.
gig, 5 to 6 on
It's easy.
Wednesdays. And then the next like bigger gig I have coming up would be November 15th. I'm playing Sun Radio. Got to give them some love.
Yes.
Sun Radio has a weekly live show from Güeros over on South Congress. Their little beer garden there. And it's called, oh my gosh, I'm totally forgetting what it's called. I think it's just called it's called Sun Radio Live anyway. So November 15th, it's a Wednesday night. I'm playing with Phoebe Hunt, another wonderful, wonderful band. She's from Austin, but now out of Brooklyn. She's making big, big waves. She's awesome. So we'll be a double bill there at Güeros. And it's a nice and early show, too. It's kind of like this one. It's like, I think
great.
it starts at 6 or something. And if you can't make it, just turn on your radio dial. So, yeah. Or stream it. Stream it.
You played with Ray recently, too. Any shows come up with Ray?
Ray, we don't have anything on the books.
All
I wish
right,
we
let's
did.
do that.
Yeah, it's funny. I have a lot of stuff that I'm like booking for It's like I'm already in 2018. It's so weird, like your life as a booker, because you're always like booking like so far in advance.
Yeah.
And I think because I was so busy in like August and September, I kind of glazed over October, which is okay. It's kind of nice to have like sort of a slow month every now and then it starts to pick back up around the holidays. So, but I love Ray Prim. We'll be
great.
doing some more stuff together, I'm sure.
He was our
so.
guinea pig. So if you go back and
Oh,
watch
yeah,
the
that's
YouTube
right. Yeah,
videos,
yeah.
Ray was great. He was like,
He's
yeah,
the best
we'll give it a
person
try.
to be a guinea pig
Yeah.
with, because that guy is like, he's basically a comedian / amazing
Yes,
musician.
he
So
is.
yeah.
It's a great one. If you follow our YouTube channel, watch the Ray video. It gets a little out of hand.
And
Let me just put it
he
that way.
just released a new album. I'll give him
Yes,
a shout out. It's
he
great.
did.
I'm on it, but
Coming up on Windflow here soon. Yes.
Yes, that's great.
Good. So we appreciate you all coming too. Please follow Suzanna Choffel online, and really her blog is great too, by the way, because she like gives you advice on what books she's reading and what she's eating.
Oh, you read it. One person has
course.
read my blog. Awesome. I posted it the other night, like super late, and I didn't really publicize it because I was like, I don't even know if I want anyone to read this yet. But it's really
That's
nothing
great.
even personal. I was like, I'm bored. I'm just going to tell people what I'm reading, eating, listening to, whatever, knitting. No, I'm just kidding.
It's
So,
great.
yeah.
I really like what you're knitting. I'm gonna start knitting.
I don't knit.
soon.
That was a lie. So, but it is fun. It's fun to kind of like show people whatever.
It
little
is
bit of
really good. So please follow her online.
Thank you.
That's really what keeps the artists going. Because Susanna really is a local rock star, but every artist you're seeing every day is starting somewhere, and every bit of
Absolutely.
support really
Yeah,
means a lot.
it's true.
Let me just give a shout out to Fourth Tap Brewery. So everybody, thank you guys for
really
hosting
good
us.
beer. Really good beer.
They welcomed us here tonight, so thank you, Fourth Tap. Thank you, New Standard Manufacturing is one of our sponsors. They produce great merch like these shirts, as well as Lisa House Photography as well is another one of our sponsors that keeps Music Firsthand going. Thank you, Benjamin Allen Levy, running sound and video tonight. Fantastic job.
Yay.
Mario Ramirez running social.
Yay.
All those emojis are all Mario.
Hashtag.
Yes, that's right. Thank you all online. Please follow us. Your likes and shares really is what keeps the show going. And next week, we have Minds of a Different Kind. It is this incredible hip-hop group.
I've heard of them. Yes.
Yes, very good. They just got back from France, so tune in, Minds of a
Awesome.
Different Kind next week.
Love me some hip hop.
Thanks everybody here in the room. Thanks everybody online. We appreciate you for watching. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, y'all. Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you so much.